And going over to the business blunder of the day, you have John Deere sued by the FTC for monopolizing repairs. Now, this comes to us thanks to the Associated Press. You can see the iconic green tractor company. They say, quote, well, specifically when I say they, excuse me, with that, I love tech issues. Although I can never be too upset because if tech worked perfectly, that'd be half my job down the drain for a tech company. Specifically, John O'Connor, who's a writer over there, says, quote, FTC sues John Deere Company for monopolizing farm equipment repair market. Which, spoiler alert, pretty sure they're going to win. We'll see. Now, they say, quote, Deere Company unfairly, this is again from the Associated Press, quote, unfairly forces farmers to visit authorized dealers to repair the equipment, resulting in higher prices than if they could fix it themselves or get help from independent shops. The FTC claims in a federal lawsuit filed last Wednesday with the general attorney of Illinois, or Illinois if you want to insult them, and Minnesota. The Moline, Illinois-based manufacturer produces repair software that is only available to its dealers, making it impossible for owners to seek less costly remedies, according to the lawsuit filed in District Court of Rockford, Illinois, which, yep, talk to any farmer, and they love and hate John Deere. I mean, John Deere is one of the best manufacturers, especially when it comes to analytical data and using GPS technology to automate a lot of the functions of these giant tractors and harvesters, and do it very efficiently in terms of mapping your land and making the course of movement just right and perfect. And then you can analyze your data, have higher yields, the following season. But they hate it because if something goes wrong, it's almost as bad as an iPhone in terms of being locked into the manufacturer and having even worse third-party support is ridiculous. So, needless to say, I think there's some truth to this claim, so to say. Now, they continue saying, quote, the actions have comes as the FTC has stepped up in enforcement of actions in the final days of the administration of Biden. Deere Company said in a statement that the lawsuit was based on flagrant misrepresentation of the facts that fatally flawed legal theories. Yeah, I don't know about that. The complaint claims that the unfair steering practices has boosted Deere's multi-billion-dollar profits on agricultural equipment and parts while burdening practitioners who rely on affordable and timely repairs. FTC Chairman Linda Kahn said in a prepared statement. Kahn also said that farmers should be, quote, free to repair their own equipment or use repair shops of their choice, which lowers costs, prevents ruinous delays, and promotes fair competition, unquote, which, yeah, there's also a reason why many farmers have equipment that's older than most people's cars in America. I mean, it's one of those things where back in the day, they didn't have all these fancy computers, which, yes, downside, you have less analytical data and more manual labor in terms of using the product. But you can repair darn near anything with the just wrenches you have on your farm and duct tape, WD-40, and blow torches and welders. Much simpler times back then. And to be frank, like automobiles from the 2000 era, much more reliable. They say that, quote, farmers for decades were able to fix their tractors and combines themselves or take them to nearby repair shops. With increased computerization in the past few decades, Deere, the dominant industry player, made its high-tech repair tool available only to authorized dealers, which invariably eschewed generic parts for higher-priced Deere parts, according to the FTC, which, yeah, I hate those damn computers. Same thing with my Honda Civic, which I normally love her. I love my green little Honda Civic SI with the stick shift. However, if you want to actually replace the brake calibers, you actually need software. It's BS. I hate it. Like now that you can buy like $1,000 Snap-on computer, but yeah, you have to technically put it in service mode to again remove the rear brake pads and put the new ones in. You can't do it manually without unbolting the rear e-brake or parking brake motors and then bolting them back on and manually turning them a little bit. Or you just take to the Honda dealership, they use their computer and they whirl it into service mode. Thankfully, track days, usually the front rotors and the front brakes are the ones that get the most work. So you can repair those okay, or rather swap them out, fix them okay. But yeah, your software locked, even for a Honda Civic, which is, I find abhorrent. So yeah, let's just say there's some truth to this claim. Now, they continue to say, quote, Attorney General Kwame Rowell of Illinois and Keith Ellison of Minnesota joined the lawsuit as well, saying, quote, Deere's made it virtually impossible for farmers themselves or independent repair shops to fully repair Deere equipment, which forces farmers to rely on authorized Deere dealers, which can be expensive, slower, and a long distance away from farms, which, yep, that's one of the biggest issues, like most production facilities or, just your day-to-day life in your work, downtime. That costs real dollars, and with farms, most of them, spoiler alert, are pretty much in the middle of nowhere. Far away from cities, dealerships, and distribution areas when it comes to spare parts. So, having to take this off the farm to get repaired, I mean, heaven forbid you have to flatbed that on a truck, where these things weigh as much as like a Panzer tank. That's going to cost a pretty penny, not just for the fuel to get it there and the time to get it there, but the time that you cannot be working on your farm. So again, we'll see. I mean, the lawsuit, the FTC approved for you to vote. So we'll see what kind of fines there are, or if it actually goes through, or what kind of case that, well, case moderately intended since a competitor of John Deere is Case New Holland, but what kind of case John Deere puts up. But yeah, if they actually listened to the farmers, they wouldn't be doing this. And I kind of would think, again, we've seen the government become more, they've been, again, as I said earlier, more dipping their toe more and more into these antitrust lawsuits. And I think the farmers, I mean, shoot, I think they're going to stand up. So I think this has some teeth to them, and obviously just makes them hate John Deere even more. And I think long term it's going to hurt the brand even more than it has. I gotta say, the business one of the day is John Deere making life hell for farmers, and now subject to a lawsuit. But let me know what you think the farmers will do at the end of the day, because always fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get at 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.